If you're running a DOT-regulated business, you already know that compliance can feel like walking through a minefield. Seriously, one wrong step and the consequences can be, well, huge. But what if you had an expert guide to lead you through it all? Today, we're going to pull back the curtain and demystify a critical partner for any safety-sensitive operation, the C/TPA. All right, so here's our game plan for today. We're going to kick things off with the high stakes of compliance, so you know exactly what's on the line. Then we'll introduce your expert guide, the C/TPA. After that, we'll get into the science of how they do their thing, explore everything else they do, and wrap it all up by talking about why this partnership is so incredibly important for your success.
Okay, first things first, let's really set the stage here. For any business that has safety-sensitive employees under the Department of Transportation, compliance isn't just a good idea, it's the law. And believe me, the stakes could not be higher.
This is the million-dollar question, isn't it? It's the one thing that every single owner, operator, and manager in this industry has to be ready for at a moment's notice. Because it's not a question of if an audit will happen, it's a question of when. Being unprepared just isn't an option. I mean, just imagine an auditor walking through your door tomorrow, asking for 2 years of random testing records. The peace of mind that comes from knowing you can just smile and say, yep, right here, is absolutely priceless.
You see, a truly compliant DOT program is like this complex machine with a ton of moving parts. It all has to work together perfectly. It starts with pre-employment testing, right? Making sure you're hiring safely from day one. Then you've got the ongoing random testing program, which is really the backbone of the whole thing. Then there's the super high-pressure post-accident testing when an incident occurs. And behind all of that, you have this mountain of paperwork, accurate reporting to the FMCSA clearinghouse, and meticulously, perfectly maintaining records for every single test for years. Each one of these has its own thick book of federal rules you have to follow to the letter.
And what happens if you get it wrong? Well, the consequences are painful. We are talking about fines that can hit up to $10,000, and that's per violation. Now think about that for a second. A single missed random test isn't just one violation. It could be failing to conduct it, failing to document it, failing to report it. Those fines stack up so fast, it'll make your head spin. What feels like a tiny oversight can become a financially crippling blow, especially for a small business.
But you know what? As bad as those fines are, they aren't even the worst-case scenario, not by a long shot. The ultimate risk, the thing that keeps owners up at night, is an out-of-service order. This is the big one. This isn't just a fine. It stops your business dead in its tracks. Your vehicles are parked, your drivers are sidelined, your entire operation grinds to a halt, and your revenue stream just dries up. It is the regulatory kill switch for your company.
So with stakes this high, trying to juggle all of this yourself is a massive, massive risk. But here's the good news. You don't have to. The DOT actually has a framework for you to get expert help. And that's where your new best friend, your partner in compliance, comes into the picture.
So what in the world is a C/TPA? The easiest way to think about them is as your compliance department in a box. It's a specialized company, a service agent, that literally steps in to take on that immense administrative weight of managing your drug and alcohol program. They make sure every I is dotted and every T is crossed according to those super complex federal regulations.
Now, let's break down that alphabet soup of a name because both parts are really important. The C stands for Consortium. This is basically a big group where small companies and individual owner-operators can join together to create a large, statistically valid random testing pool. You see, an owner-operator can't just put their own name in a hat and pull it out. They have to be part of a bigger group for it to be truly random. The TPA, or third-party administrator, is the organization that professionally manages that pool and the whole testing process. So the consortium is the pool of people, and the TPA is the expert lifeguard watching over that pool.
Okay, now let's really zero in on one of the most critical jobs a C/TPA does, managing that random testing pool. This isn't just about pulling names out of a hat, you guys. This is a scientifically valid process that has to be able to stand up to some seriously intense legal and regulatory scrutiny. And this, right here, this is the core principle. The entire random testing program is built on a foundation of absolute impartiality. By using a TPA, you, as the employer, are completely removed from the selection process. This gets rid of any possibility or even the perception of bias. You can't be accused of targeting a driver you don't like or maybe protecting a star employee. The selection is truly scientifically random, which is absolutely vital for a fair, defensible program. So, who exactly needs to be in one of these pools? Well, the net is cast pretty wide. It covers all employees in positions that the DOT calls safety sensitive.
Now, that obviously includes truck drivers with a CDL, but it also includes pilots, airline mechanics, ship captains, bus drivers, pipeline controllers, even train engineers. And like we said before, this absolutely includes owner-operators. If you are a company of one, you must, no exceptions, be part of a consortium.
This chart gives us a perfect real-world example from the FMCSA, the agency that oversees trucking. The DOT sets these minimum annual testing rates, and they can change from year to year. Right now, for trucking, a full 50% of all drivers in a consortium have to be randomly drug tested over the course of the year. For alcohol, that number is 10%. So if your consortium has 200 drivers in it, the TPA's validated software has to ensure that exactly 100 random drug tests and 20 random alcohol tests are done on that group by the end of the year. It's their job to manage these numbers perfectly.
But, and this is a big but, a TPA's job goes so much further than just managing the quarterly random pulls. That's just one piece of a much larger puzzle. They are truly a full-service partner designed to manage your entire drug-free workplace program, from top to bottom. This little flowchart here really shows how a CCTPA holds your hand through the entire process. It all starts with a compliant written policy. That's the foundational document an auditor is going to ask to see first. Then they handle all the crazy logistics of scheduling tests and coordinating collections all over the country. They make sure the samples go to certified labs for accurate testing. Then they manage the super critical step of having a medical review officer, that's a licensed doctor, verify any non-negative results to make sure there isn't a legitimate medical reason. And finally, they do the two things that cause the most stress, securely keeping all the required records and providing you with expert support when that audit notice finally shows up.
Now, let's talk about the single most stressful situation you can face, post-accident testing. When an accident happens, a stopwatch starts with very strict DOT time limits. It's usually late at night, in the middle of nowhere, and everyone is under a ton of pressure. This is where modern TPAs are really using technology to solve this old problem. For instance, innovative, patented apps like ReadyCollect can now dispatch a collector directly to an accident scene with just a tap of a button. It can give you real-time geo-tracking and status updates right on your phone. It can even help you figure out if a test is even required by the rules. It turns a moment of pure panic into a controlled, compliant, and totally documented process. Every single time.
And that actually brings me to a question for all of you watching. For those of you who live and breathe this stuff every day, what is your number one headache? Is it keeping up with the random polls? The never-ending record keeping? Or is it that middle-of-the-night post-accident scramble we just talked about? Drop a comment below and let me know. Let's start a conversation and see what the biggest pain points really are. Okay, so let's bring all this home. We've talked about the risks, we've talked about the solution. Now let's focus on the real-world impact and why having a CCPA as a partner truly matters for your business's safety, its reputation, and its future. The value here, it's so much more than just avoiding those huge fines. I mean, yes, of course, it ensures you're compliant. That's the baseline. But by doing that, it actively creates a safer workplace for your team, which boosts morale and cuts down on risk. It protects the public on the roads that we all share with our families. For you, the business owner, it provides genuine, honest-to-goodness peace of mind knowing an expert is watching your back. And maybe most importantly, it frees you and your team up to focus on what you actually do best, running your business, all while knowing that your compliance program is always 24/7 audit ready. And you know, as we just touched on, this whole process is getting smarter and more efficient every single day. This kind of tech isn't just for DOT companies either. For businesses with non-DOT employees, these same tools offer amazing convenience. I mean, think about the advantage of a system that lets you test immediately on site after a workplace incident. You eliminate lost time and the liability of sending an employee to an off-site clinic. You get real-time status reports and geofence tracking of the collector right on your phone. It's really about moving from a reactive to a proactive safety culture. So if you only remember one thing from our explainer today, I want it to be this. You have to shift your perspective. A properly managed compliance program, handled by experts, isn't just another expense on your profit and loss statement. It is a fundamental investment. It's an investment in the safety of your people, in the integrity of your company, and in the security of your future. And so, we'll leave you with this final thought to chew on. Take a really hard look at your current safety and compliance strategies. Ask yourself honestly, are you just checking the boxes to meet the bare minimum? Or have you built a program that is truly actively protecting your employees, your business, and the public? Because there is a world of difference between the two. Hey, if this explainer was helpful for you, if you learned something today, do us a huge favor and hit that like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel, ReadyCollect. Feel free to share this with anyone you think might need to see it. Thanks so much for watching.